Welcome to our To the Rescue Authentic Network Videocast. I am Nicole Williams, along with my co-hosts, Dawn Evans Casey and Jennifer Johnson. Jennifer, how are you today?
I am actually wonderful, and I don't even know. When somebody says Linda Lewis, I don't even know where to start. So we're so excited. She wrote an introduction. So we get to have Linda Lewis with Cash Overlooked. She's the founder of Cash Overlooked and happens to be a TTR member too. We're so lucky. She's a business coach who can find any established business owner 50,000 to 100,000. Really? Wow. In 45 minutes without spending a dime on marketing or advertising. So, I mean, I've had the pleasure of working with Linda a little bit, but I'm going to turn it over to her because she gets to say all kinds of stuff. Actually, the first question is mine, isn't it? I forgot. Linda, we're so happy you're here. So happy. It just worked out timing wise very well. You know, first question is, everybody gets this. First, tell us a little bit about how did you end up doing what you're doing? Who you are, kind of the same thing, but what do you do and why do you do it? And how is the state of all this COVID pandemic stuff affecting your business? Some businesses, it's not affecting it at all, but take it away. We're glad you're here.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. It's an honor to be here and I appreciate the opportunity. It seems like such an important time right now because of the state of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. You know, as a business coach, I have really changed what I'm doing. And so I'll give you the, short version of what I'm doing and how I got here. So now I'm very focused on helping small business owners find the money. Like as COVID hit and that financial stress started to hit, everybody's priorities changed. Everyone was adjusting. I used to focus a little bit more on developing leadership skills and the culture within businesses. But what I started hearing from business owners was just, Linda, we don't have the time or the bandwidth to even think about that stuff. Yes, it's important, but we can't even think about it. We need money. Like, show me the money.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So I ended up really changing things during COVID and got to the point where I developed this system along and started working with some other people who developed this software program that has 497 million algorithmic sequences in it. And that thing helps me a lot. Yeah. And together we're able to come up with this roadmap to show people what is their path to profit. You know, given all the craziness that's going on, some businesses are very busy and their busyness has increased, but their profit has actually decreased. And then other businesses, are really struggling to find leads. Where's the cash? How are we going to keep the doors open? So I now have 12 different strategies that I use to find the profit and develop that roadmap for any business owner. And if it's a brand new business, I might not be able to find the $50,000 to $100,000, but for new businesses, usually I am doubling their revenue. And we can do that in about a 45-minute session. Wow. So it's an amazing process. Yeah, one of the things that got me into this originally was that I was a CEO of a mental health agency. And as a mental health agency, we saw the stress and the struggle. And, we know that like marriages, they break up from lack of money over lack of love by 100 times more. And right. So like, how many people do you guys know who the financial stress caused relationships to break up? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I ask real quick? I'm making notes. How many your algorithms again? 490?
Yeah. Let's see. It's 497.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the right number. But the guys who developed that software just put so much into it that as I go through the interview with a business owner and we take a look at like, where is your business now? What's going on? I'm able to ask really good questions that highlight where that revenue is, where's it coming from, and where are kind of the holes in it. Because most business owners, are really good at doing whatever they've been trained in, whether it's a plumber or a chiropractor.
Right.
Like, they're good at that, but figuring out how to run the business is sometimes hard to do.
And then
So
you said the four, okay. I mean, I even went through this with you and I'm still like 497 algorithms, but then it's like 12 different, what was the 12? Tell me that again.
12 different strategies.
Strategies. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We start there. And that's pretty much what the interview is about, those 12 different strategies. And then we can figure out which ones to take a deep dive on, and we can go farther into the most relevant ones. But there's 12 different ones that we start with.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I think every time I talk about it with somebody, I'm like, I know there's some phenomenal number. I don't like, I've got it written down. Okay. So Nicole, your turn.
Yay, that I am just so excited. Linda is in my networking group, my TTR networking group, Building Beyond Networking, and just a wealth of information and kindness. Can I share just one quick example?
Sure.
A gentleman in our group, Professor Jim Matthews, I'm honored to be on his board for Prodigy STEM Club. And we've been meeting over a year on Zoom and coming with ideas and a website, and he just has this passion and this platform. And so Linda has an amazing offer that she shares with TTR members that later on I hope she'll share. And it's just amazing. I mean, I don't know how long ago you've met with him. We meet like every 2 weeks, and in like the last 3 weeks, the focus, I mean, one of the main things that you help is come up with a market dominating position. And that is like front and center. I mean, his goals, I mean, he has like a level 1, a level 2, a level 3. Level 1, he is achieving in less than a month of meeting with you. And that time that you spent with the 45 minutes. And I just have to say thank you.
Oh, that is fantastic
amazing
to hear. Actually, I haven't even heard that update. So that's really good.
Yes.
Yeah. And part of what the roadmap does is just like organizes our thoughts about how to run our business.
Yes. So needed, because we have so many thoughts sometimes and you want to do everything at once, right? And then you lose focus and so thank you.
Yeah. I think every entrepreneur I've ever met just has hundreds of ideas. Like, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. And so it's really easy to be bouncing around and end up not getting very much done. So
right. Yes.
I don't know what she's talking about. I've never done that. I never everybody laughs. Yeah, right.
We're squirrels. There's another word. Some of us call ourselves squirrels.
Yes, we are. Yours, take it away.
Yay. Okay. So our show is all about authenticity. You're right over there.
Yeah.
And we were wondering what authenticity means to you and your business.
So authenticity to me is just about being real and being honest and being authentic, not telling stories to make us sound good. Because that it doesn't work. It's talking about what's really going on. I've seen it from when I was the CEO of a mental health center. I see it with business owners. Being authentic is the way that we can really move things forward. And authenticity is, that's what leads to disrupting all those barriers to taking action and to being productive. Like, let's get real about it so that we can figure out what's in the way.
Yes.
I would think probably a lot of times, like I know when I was talking to, there's things a business owner doesn't even want to talk about because they know the answers. It's not going to be real pretty. Linda was really, she didn't like her eyes could have gotten really big or she, but she didn't, it's pretty cool. So you do walk the walk, thank you. Walk and talk, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to get to the real conversation,
right,
and be authentic about it. And just, I've seen so many different things, and I know the struggle, and it's real. There's no shame or embarrassment about it. It's like we all hit these walls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
good. Yay.
Oh, all righty. Welcome, Linda. I've got a question for you, and you've kind of presented that there's bunches of small business owners and entrepreneurs out there who are in the midst of chaos, whether that's due to COVID or just the economic climate, and trying to balance a bunch of things all at once. So what you do and offer sounds really helpful. How do you connect with the potential clients, those people, those entrepreneurs who need to know, who need to know that help is out there and available for them?
yeah, that is such a good question, because finding the right people and getting the message out there is something that I'm dealing with all the time, and I help my prospects and clients deal with. Like, how do you find the right people? And so for me, I do a lot of networking. And networking groups, I think, are just fantastic way to meet the right people, because it's not just who's in that networking group, but who they know, and those warm introductions.
Yes.
A cold introduction is so much harder, because it's human nature to be skeptical and say, I don't know this person. But
Sure.
With networking, we get those good introductions. So that's one. And then two other things that I do is a lot of JV partnerships, joint venture partnerships. So I'll work with CPAs, I'll work with business brokers, because they know who is struggling in their businesses, because they're reviewing their financials, right? So sometimes the CPAs can help us with that introduction. And when if your CPA says to you, hey, I'd like for you to, just have a meeting with Linda Lewis and see if this is right for you. And the CPAs that I work with are people who know what I'm doing, and we get to know each other really well, so they know who to refer me to. And so that's a really good avenue. And then the business brokers are great, because the business brokers are in touch with people who want to sell their business. They've reached that point where they're ready to retire and they want to sell. But a lot of times businesses are not sellable when the business broker looks at it. And so the business broker will say, you need to, make some changes in certain parts of the business. And so then I'm able to help them with that process. So, and then live speaking engagements. I love to do live speaking engagements, webinars. During COVID, a lot of it is webinars, but if I can get in front of an audience, I love to do that. And I do a lot of education, but a lot of different ways to get the word out.
Great. Those are all excellent methods. I love the idea of the partnerships, developing relationships that will expand your connections, and that you're teaching and sharing, as well as, doing your work in your job. So, that you're providing that value add to folks is absolutely wonderful. Gives them an opportunity to get to know you maybe before they engage you professionally in some cases. So.
Absolutely. I think that educational part is so important. And so, I write blogs and I put out information on just different media channels to try and just educate, so that somebody can get to know me, because there are going to be plenty of people who don't like me. We're not a good match. And then there will be people who, you know, we are a good match and we want to work together. So they can get to know me a little bit, know my goofy personality. And if it resonates, then, you know, let's get to know each other better.
See, I'm not the only goofy person, people. I'm not the only
Goofy's
one.
good. Goofy's
Goofy
good.
does work. Well, this last year and a half, Goofy has been really valuable. It definitely is, but I'm glad that Linda said that. Linda, I know how you found us, but I guess I'm always interested. I kind of wrap a bunch of questions together, but first of all, how did you find TTR? You know, I was thinking, ladies, Dawn and Nicole, I kind of thinking about the questions we ask, and I was thinking, how did we come up with these questions? But I don't know that it's as much about, I think the story about how you found TTR networking is interesting, even if somebody doesn't ever join TTR. It's just interesting how networking works. So if you could tell us, Linda, you know, just share it with Dawn and Nicole, because I think I know, but and how, and we already know, but tell us which group you're part of and what, I mean, we don't want any lying, so be authentic, tell us the truth, but what attracted you, what brought you back, you know, because I know you're a member, and yes, you made some investments, not necessarily, well, yes, you have monetarily, but you're giving a lot to the network. So, you know, what is it about our network that attracted you? And then I guess, do you have any stories that, you know, maybe it's all wrapped into one story or something, but take it away. I'll just let you.
Yeah. So I found TTR through another networking group that I participate in, and was introduced to TTR. You know, somebody said, yeah, you should check out this other group. And there are other groups that I check out from time to time, and I don't join all of them by any means. But what I found with TTR that I really liked is just this genuine, real honesty, the authenticity. I mean, from the very first meeting that I attended, just felt that authenticity and that, you know, real genuine connection. Some of those business networking groups that are out there are very transactional, and it's like a big pitch fest, right? Everybody's pitching all the time. Oh, come on. I can't stand it. Effective networking is about building the relationships. And as soon as I started, you know, I attended a couple different meetings within TTR, because there are, I think, 14 different meetings.
Yeah.
And I didn't attend all of them. I attended several of them to kind of dip my toe in the water with different ones. And all of them that I went to, I had a really good experience with. So then I picked one that fit my schedule and seemed to fit well for me. And it's been really, really good. I've met some good people, and we're really, I'm getting to know people on a much deeper level, getting to know, what's going on in their lives. Because one of the things about certainly the work that I do is that our lives and our businesses intersect. And that's really what that relationship is so important, that we can have honest conversations with people when we really get to know them. And that's where the strength of networking comes from. I'm a big fan of networking, and it's not just transactions. It's, let's get to know each other.
Yes.
And I actually, yesterday we had an event, a vendor event, and we were talking about Linda. And turns out Linda's in a couple other groups, ladies. I know she already said it, but I didn't know that. That's okay. It's cool. But she was sharing
we are
about,
honored.
Yes, she's doing a presentation for us on Monday. Now, when this video comes out, it'll be in the past, but I thought that was neat because they were sharing about her presentation on Monday with their network, their group, and it wasn't even their group doing it. So I thought that was really cool. And
isn't that awesome?
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get the story right, but Ivan Meisner, who's the BNI founder, I think he has a presentation that he doesn't, it just reminded me when Linda said that. But how many of us go to a networking thing wanting to buy something? Probably none of us do, right? But how many of us are going to sell something? I mean, it's reality. We all go thinking we're going to sell something, but it's that, it's realizing that nobody really goes to buy anything. And if you go in at I'm kind of making a mess of the story, but that's his whole thing is like, nobody goes thinking they're going to buy something. And I think if you go into networking just the way Linda did, or said that she does, you go in willing and ready to help other people, it comes back to you. My goodness, it's just the way it is. I think it's your turn, Dawn.
All right. And being a member of TTR networking, you're already familiar with the focus on, not only growing and thriving your own business, but sharing and helping others to improve. So a big part of what TTR networking believes in and supports is contributing to and assisting nonprofits and community groups around us. The same folks, the same organizations who, give us that thumbs up or, might be part of our clientele or just that we see every day. How can we make their lives better as well? So I'm wondering if you would share with us what nonprofits and community groups you're particularly interested in, and if you have any story of your TTR networking group and what they may have done as an organization, as a group, or you individually in giving back and supporting.
Yeah. So I am pretty involved in my local community. I'm on the board of directors for a company that's called WASCO, which is the Adults with Developmental Disabilities here in my county. And so we are meeting, and I've been on that board for maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. I don't know, time flies. But I serve on that board. And then I'm also on, I'll say this word, and you may not know what it means necessarily, but it's a lot of fun. Check out dragon boating.
Well, I was going to say, if you didn't say something about dragon boating, I was going to have you tell us about dragon boating. So go ahead. So glad you brought it up. Ladies, you need to hear about this stuff.
Okay.
So dragon boating is a real passion of mine. I love it. It's a sport. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the US. And we support women who are recovering from breast cancer. So if you really want to see a dragon boat race, you can pop it into Google at some point and just type in dragon boat racing and it'll take you to some crazy stuff. But essentially it's like a giant canoe, and there's a dragon head when we go to competitions, at least not in practice, but there's a dragon head on the front and there's a tail on the back, and there's a person that stands up in the back and steers. And then there's about 20 crazy people sitting in seats in the middle, 2 per seat, paddling like mad women. And a drummer up front on this really fun big drum, trying to keep us all in sync and organized. And essentially what our team is all about is supporting the people who are recovering from breast cancer. And we do that in a lot of different ways. Part of that is the physical activity. And if somebody's not feeling well and they're in the midst of treatments, we just say, just get in the boat. You don't even have to paddle. Just be with us socially.
Energy.
That is awesome.
Be together. We'll take people out on moonlight cruises and just treat them to, a really beautiful time where they can just relax. And then sometimes we'll take food to their houses. Like, it's a team. There's probably, I don't know, 40 or 50 of us, maybe 60 of us. And so we'll organize meals, and, if someone's in treatment, then we'll just sign up and we'll have 2, 3, 4 people, and we'll say, okay, this is your day, take care of the family, take them food. And usually they get an overwhelming amount of food and they're like, okay, stop. Like the freezer is full, the refrigerator is full, but we don't want them to have to worry,
Yeah.
And then we give them gift cards that they can use for the gym or to go get a massage or whatever. So we support them in a lot of different ways. And then, a lot of it's that psychological support. Like when you go to these festivals and you see teams of, 30 people and there's, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 teams, and everybody is there to support people going through breast cancer, it takes away any kind of stigma,
right,
and provides tremendous support. So
so
that's one of my things. I do that in the summer. It's a great thing. And in the winter we're still supportive, but we're not out on the river because I'm in Ohio, so we don't do that in the winter. But
go ahead, Dawn. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say how amazing that is overall. We support through contributions, we support through so many ways, but this is so engaged with folks. Like you said, it's that psychological support and that hands-on and that real feeling of being present with them that is, I'm sure, makes a huge difference. So thanks so much for sharing that with us. I've been taking notes on it.
Exactly. So let me, I've got it written. So it's, if you put dragon boating in, or dragon, what would you put into a Google search, Linda? So, because Dawn is our TTR Cares leader, which is all about nonprofits and giving back. And it's, she started the program, but we are always, and that's why I knew when she heard dragon boating, she'd get all excited. But how is it it's not only in Ohio, is it?
Oh, it's all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have a website. It is movingdragons.org. So MOVN, it stands for the Mid-Ohio Valley.
Oh, okay.
MOVN Dragons, DRAGONS.org.
Okay, gotcha.
That's our website, but you can just type into Google Dragon Boat Racing and you'll see all kinds of stuff.
Cool. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for all you guys do. That's wow.
Isn't it cool? We learn all these new things every time. So yeah, great.
And for me, it's part of how can I, have fun and be supportive and, add some levity to everything, because some of this stuff gets so serious, whether it's business,
so
whether
vulnerable,
it's cancer,
or so,
yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. So it's important. Yeah.
Very much. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so we're all this wonderful stuff. How do we find you? Our audience is like, where is she? We know you're in Ohio. We might find you on that website. We probably will, but how do we contact you for help?
Yeah. So my website is cashoverlooked.com. And then my Facebook, you can find me if you type in Profit Detective.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I say that it's all about finding the cash and the profits. It's really about how that leads to a better life and a fulfilled life and better connections. And then I think we'll drop in the show notes, a calendar link. So anybody who wants to get a hold of me there, get a hold of me. But you can also go straight from my website. My website has a link to get a hold of me, of course. So I would love to meet with people and just, have a conversation. We can explore whether or not this makes sense for somebody in their business.
So before that, though, Nicole, you had said something about her offer for because we're gonna.
Yes, for TTR members. We are spoiled. We have a
So this
lot
would
of
encourage
perks,
everybody to
but
become a TTR member, right? They've got to
yes,
find out how to become a TTR. Yes,
amazing.
there we go. But
Yes.
so, yes. So what's your offer, Linda?
Yeah, so my offer for the TTR membership is that is for a free session that is normally $997 to get a business assessment, a professional assessment of where your profit is and what strategies to use. And it details how much money that business owner would make from each one of the strategies that's implemented and how much that's going to increase your profit. Typically, when I do these business assessments, there's about a 500% return on investment. So it's pretty phenomenal, but for TTR members, it is a free assessment, $997 value. So become a TTR member and you
it's
get
yours.
this.
And existing TTR members can get in touch as well as new ones.
Yes.
And
Yes.
No brainer, just
Thank
makes
you.
sense.
And it's stuff that makes sense when you get, because I'll just say real quick, we're working on it right now. I'm working with Linda for the TTR, and it's just amazing. I mean, the raving about Jim, that doesn't surprise me at all, but I'm excited because I'm starting to feel a little more like, oh, this makes sense. I get it. We're not just, treading water. Dawn, were you going to say something? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
I said the same thing. It just makes sense. It's why wouldn't a TTR member take advantage of this?
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Great.
Good point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to meet with people and just, get out of any kind of stress or so often I hear people say, I'm so overwhelmed. I have so much to do. And what that immediately tells me is you're working on too many things. And one of the first things that I'll help somebody do is take some things off your to-do list, because, that 80-20 rule where 80% of our time is not on the things that really grow the business. It's 20% of our time. And it comes from some very specific activities, and that's where the revenue comes from, that 20%. So I'll help you find that 20% so that you're not doing the other 80.
Yes, and it's definitely working. It's definitely working. Wow, lot to take in, huh? Okay, Nicole, bring us home. Bring us home.
Well, we want to thank everybody, Dawn for helping, and Jennifer and Linda for being our guest. And we want to thank everybody for watching our show today. We would like to invite you all.
Wait a second. Are we going to let Linda have the final thought?
I'm sorry. I thought you said bring us home. Yes, she did. Yes, please. I thought the thing was the final thought, but yes, absolutely.
I just want to make sure, because Linda has a lot. So Linda,
I know.
In other words, Nicole was taking us home. You get to say one more thing. What can you share? And then you can do I just want you to, I'm sorry. I was afraid you were going to cut us off and we're going to be done. And then Linda's going to say, I didn't get to say my final.
I'm sorry. I'm glad you said that. I'm sorry.
Well, my final thought would be for anybody listening, any business owner, no matter what you're doing out there, to build a team of advisors around you who you trust and you're willing to be honest with and authentic with and build a meaningful relationship. Like, we all need those advisors. So, don't fall into believing that success comes from being determined and working hard and 60 hours a week, because if you're working on the wrong projects, going in the wrong directions, then you don't get to your goals. You need that team of advisors around you to steer you in the right direction So that would be my kind of
That's-
final thought. No matter what you're doing, make
That's
sure
a-
you're headed in the right direction and you got people around you.
So Nicole, that was just a real good segue into.
Yeah, that's
now-
better. I like that better. Yeah, that's.
I mean, I steered you back to Linda. Now you can take us home. Good
I'm
job,
gonna say
Linda.
thank you and good night.
Is that it?
Just
Are we
kidding.
done? All right.
No, but thank you, Linda. I love that. Definitely, we
Yes,
needed
that was
that.
great. That was great.
And also, we want to invite everybody. You're welcome to come visit our groups. You get 2 visits for free. Learn about us. We love to meet you, meet us, and learn how we can help you. You can visit our website at www.ttrnetworking.com. We're also on Facebook and LinkedIn. And we have a TTR page, so please like our page and you'll get all kinds of events and info. Until next time, may all your days be filled with authenticity. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.